Hey, welcome back. My name is Tom and I run a real estate team in downtown Toronto. And today's video is talking about the top 6 things, the renovations, the minor changes you can do to your home to potentially increase its value. And it doesn't mean you necessarily have to be selling in the future. These are just things that even if you're going to stay in your house for the next 10 years, are going to maintain the value of that property. So the one thing I'll ask before I get started in this video, if you find this valuable in any way, it would be great for me if you could subscribe and like this video so that I can push out similar content in the future. And I'd also love to know if you have any specific questions about real estate, please put them below and I'll get to them as soon as I possibly can. I recently spoke with the National Post and they were asking me, okay, what are the things that sellers or homeowners can do to potentially increase the value of their properties? And I broke it down into 6 different categories. So there's the obvious ones, there's the bathrooms, there's the kitchens, right? Then number 3 is basements, number 4 is mechanical, number 5 is curb appeal, and number 6 is what I call the oldest trick in the book, is plain old painting. So I want to go through all 6 of these and give you the best tips and tricks that I have that could potentially increase the value of your home. So we'll start with number 1, the kitchen. And if you're only going to put money into one room in your entire house before you sell, or only make one change, you're going to get the best return on investment by updating your kitchen. You can start with small things like replacing the appliances. Then you can look at things like granite, quartz, changing the countertop from cheaper material to not premium, but stuff that's going to make it look a lot better. And then the number 1 trick that we've been doing recently with a lot of our sellers is we're taking the old cabinets. So let's say you have old cabinets, the color's not so great. We're actually taking them off, we're repainting them, and we're changing the knobs. And when it's done, when you put in new appliances, it looks like a brand new space. So start in the kitchen. If you want to do minor stuff, you can start with that. But then doing a typical kitchen renovation, can go anywhere from 5 to, basically any amount of money, depending on how much money you want to spend on it. But if there's one room on your house, you're going to get started on renovations, start in the kitchen. The second will be bathrooms, and right now there's one trend that we're seeing a lot where people are taking out the traditional tub and putting in a standing shower. And I think this looks great, but one thing you need to keep in mind is that if you're going to sell your property in the future, make sure you leave at least one bathtub in your house, because families with young children are going to want to have that bathtub and will select a house with that over one that only has standing showers. And then we'll go to basements. So basements for 2 reasons. 1, if you just want more space for your family, you can renovate the basement. Now, the one thing I'll say is that if you do need to increase the height of the ceiling, in a lot of older homes, the height of the ceiling is low, that's where it becomes extremely expensive to underpin a basement. You're starting at basically $40,000, so that's a big job, so just keep that in mind. But then there's also, you can take advantage of the basement that you may not be using that much anyways and turn it into a rental suite. You're creating more inventory for the rental market, which is exactly what we need right now. And you're finding new ways to pay down your mortgage quicker. So you're adding laundry down there, a small little kitchen, a bedroom, a living area, and you're giving them a separate entrance. It's a great thing for you to do as an owner to help build the equity in your house and pay off your mortgage faster. And it's something that our market, especially in Toronto, desperately needs, is more rental inventory. And then we'll get to the mechanicals of the house. So all the things kind of behind the curtain that you can't see. One thing I'll recommend, even if maybe you're not selling your house, maybe once every 2 or 3 years, have a home inspector come in, get them to do a seller's home inspection for you so you can find out if there's going to be any big issues that could potentially happen into the future and budget for them. And now let's go to the outside of your house. So curb appeal is the number 5 tip. So let's not kid ourselves, curb appeal still matters, although I don't think it matters as much as the inside of your home because that's where you're going to spend most of your time. But you can do a few small changes to the outside of your house that will make a world of difference. Number 1 is obviously just landscaping. Make sure everything looks good and clean and where it needs to be. Number 2 is small changes, like changing the color of your door to a bright color that really makes your home stand out. I love, the homes that have bright red doors. I think that looks just awesome. And then you can do small things like, painting the shutters on the outside of your house. Just keep it modern, keep it up to date, and try to keep it as modern as you possibly can, that it will match when they walk inside the house. It looks the same as what it would look like on the outside of the house. And the last one is the oldest trick in the book, painting. So a fresh coat of paint can make a world of difference. and it's the cheapest thing that you could possibly do that will really make a big difference in making your space feel new and fresh again. So paint the house, maybe actually add some wallpaper, some funky wallpaper that's coming back into style. So there's a lot of things you can do to your house that don't cost a ton of money. But like I said at the beginning, if there's one thing you're gonna do, start with the kitchen, then go to the bathroom, then check off everything else on the list. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions at all, as mentioned before, please put them in the comment section below and we will get to them as soon as we possibly can. If you'd like to follow us online, we're extremely active on Instagram at The Storey Team, or you can check out our website at storeyteam.ca. Have an awesome day, and remember, home is where your story begins.